Who do we have? Who do we have? Who's going to be the first to join me? As always, Manuel is the first to join me, the first man to pop in. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing? Fantastic. Yvonne, good morning. Good morning. You're now becoming a regular. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Good to see you, Yvonne. Okay, so who else are we going to have joining us? Who else are we going to have joining us? Yvonne, I'm glad to see you're becoming a regular. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Okay, I have got some interesting stuff to talk about today. And it always seems to happen when, I don't know, something happens and it gives you an insight into life. So let's see who else is going to be joining us. Who else is going to be joining us? Or are we just going to have a private masterclass for Yvonne and Manuel? Interesting. Let's see. I will give those who run a little bit late, I will give them a minute or so. And I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have primed your minds for the morning. Have you primed your mind, Yvonne? I know you've only just woken up, but have you primed your mind? Okay, Manuel, I know it's mid-afternoon for you, so I know you primed your mind. Am I right? So give me a yes in the chat box if I'm correct. Absolutely fantastic. And it's interesting because I'm going to... Sorry, say that again, Manuel. I am going to be talking primarily about priming the mind because something strange happened to me. Something really, really strange happened. So as I said, I'm going to give them 1 more minute to see if anyone rolls in. Otherwise, it's going to be a private masterclass with just the 3 of us. That's okay. That is okay. Okay, because I was originally in a very different space when I woke up this morning. That's it. I wait no longer. I appreciate your time. I'm glad the fact that the 2 of you are here, so I will continue. This morning, I don't wake up in a bad mood. That is very, very rare for me because when I wake up, I say thank you. But I had a horrible dream last night. I had a very, very horrible dream. And if you ask me what it was now, I can't remember. Because you know dreams, they come and they go so quickly. But I know I had a horrible dream because I woke up in a foul mood, a really, really foul mood. And that is unlike me. So I said, thank you. And I got into my state of gratitude. And I said, the first thing I have to do is meditate, which is going to help me clear my mind. So I meditated for an hour and I woke up, I came back out of my meditation and I felt fantastic after that. But it really got me thinking. It got me thinking about, well, let me first of all give you an example. Give me a yes in the chat box if either of you has had a bad dream that feels so real that when you wake up, you're shaken to the core. Yep. Okay. Don, good morning, sir. Good morning. Yeah, so as I was saying, Manuel, give me a yes in the chat box. Don, give me a yes in the chat box if you've ever had a bad dream that felt so real, it shook you to the core. Because that's what happened to me today. But as I said, after that, I got into my state of meditation. I really, really focused my thoughts. And after that, I felt great. I felt incredible again. But it really got me thinking about how often do external things control our thoughts? How often? And what I'm talking about is subliminal messages through the television, or as you guys know, I call it the television because it tells lies to your eyes. Subliminal messages, advertising, other people's conversations. How often do these things get into your head and start to mess around with your thoughts? Because the media, it's their job to drop hints and subliminal messages in their advertising because they want you to buy products or they want you to think a certain way. So how often are we really guided and controlled by thoughts that are on our own? This happens, I'm sure, more often than we would care to imagine. However, there is a way to control that. There is a way to combat that. And it's to have your daily routine. So give me a thumbs up, Yvonne. Give me some yes in the chat box, guys, if you've got a daily routine to set yourself up in the correct manner first thing in the day. Whether that be meditation, whether that be going into a state of gratitude, whether that be visualization, whether it's going through the savers routine, whatever it is you do, let me know if you have a daily routine, because that is so, so important. Okay, Manuel, that's good to hear that you're starting to get it up, because you know what? We have to take control of how we start our day. Because the intention that you put out at the start of your day, that is how your day will continue. And I promise you that. If you have thoughts that, you know, I am going to have an incredible day and I am going to find glory and appreciation in everything I come across, then your day will, it has no choice but to go along a certain path. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I think that Tony Robbins is one of the world's most incredible speakers. And he said one phrase this morning, and it hit me like, it hit me like a lead balloon. It is something I kind of think anyway, but just hearing it gave me that clarity that that's the path you have to be on. He said, in order to change your life, turn expectation to appreciation. Wow. How often are we angry or upset because someone or something hasn't met our expectation? Because we have an expectation on people, we have an expectation on companies, we have an expectation on the service we're all on the internet now. If your internet went down and you didn't have internet for 24 hours, you would be livid. You would be going absolutely crazy, because we've become reliant on it. We have an expectation that when we turn on our laptops or our cell phones, internet is going to be there. Give me a yes in the chat box. Give me some thumbs up if I'm correct. We have expectations of so many things. And when you get let down, which we always will do, oh, don't apologize, Rita. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you're here. If we have expectations, which we all do, and you get let down, you get upset. So simply by having that expectation, what has that done? That's put you in a position that something external, something outside of yourself can control your mood, your thoughts, how you respond to a situation. Am I correct or am I correct? There we go. So when Tony Robbins said, turn expectation into appreciation, I was like, oh my gosh. Because let's think about it. Is it possible to go through your life without being let down by someone or something? No, it's not possible. We are all at some point in our life going to go through some stress, some adversity, some disappointment, some upset. We're all going to go through, because that's what life does. We don't necessarily want it, but sometimes circumstances are beyond our control, and that's what we get. Yes, we can change how we feel by the way we respond to the situation. That's also correct. But if we change it from the outset, if we turn our expectation to appreciation, if we find something to appreciate in every single situation, does that not change your complete outlook? Does that not change everything in an instant? Because all of a sudden, you're not upset about anything. You're just looking for things to find beauty in. You're looking for something to appreciate. So you wake up and your internet's down. You'll appreciate the fact you've got a cell phone or a laptop. You'll appreciate the fact you've got electricity. Okay, my internet's not here. There's some things I can't do, but you know what? I've got a roof over my head and clothes on my back. I appreciate those. I'm hungry. I'm going to go to the fridge, and guess what? I'm going to eat some food. I appreciate that. The internet will come back when the internet comes back. How different is that angle than, oh my gosh, my internet's gone down. What is this service provider doing? They're going to get a phone call and they're going to get a piece of my mind. What does that achieve? Because say, for example, you phone them and you do give them a piece of your mind. You get that off your chest, but they tell you, I'm sorry, Yvonne, your internet is still not going to be here for 24 hours. You get angry and upset. What has that changed? Absolutely nothing, apart from your mood. You are now upset. You are now frustrated. You are now angry. Do any of those feelings feel good? No, they don't. And if you're in a negative state of feeling, do you think you're attracting positive things into your life? It's not possible. And I've spoken about this before, how important it is to manage your state. Feelings. You can change your state very easily. Yes, of course you can. But my thought is this: if you first and foremost change your outlook, maybe you don't need to manage your state as frequently. Because if you're always looking for appreciation and you stop looking for expectation on things, on people, on situations, I can almost guarantee you're not going to be as angry. I can almost guarantee you will not be as angry. When someone lets you down, as they will do, because people are people, if you found something to appreciate in that person consistently, your attitude would be, oh, well, you know what? They let me down. Yeah, it's bound to happen at some point, but you know what? I still appreciate them for X, Y, and Z. Does that not change your whole state of mind? Does that not change how you feel? Will that not make you smile more often, just for the sake of smiling? And once again, guys, do you think it's an accident or a coincidence? Give me some yeses in the chat box. If you think it's an accident or coincidence that it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile. There's no accident behind that, because we should be smiling. Am I right? Give me some yeses, please, guys. Give me some yeses if we should be smiling more often. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be smiling. And if we can smile, if we can take the opportunity to smile frequently, oh my gosh, life starts to become beautiful. So guys, this all starts out by first and foremost, creating a great routine for the day. When you create a great routine for the day, that sets you up for success from the outset. From the very beginning, you're in a much better state of mind. You're in a much better state, full stop, which means you therefore have a much greater opportunity to have a good day. And if you create that routine and you have consistency behind it, meaning if you do it every single day, do you think that that's going to become a habit? And if that's a habit, do you think that's a good habit to create? Because as I said yesterday, with persistence, you will get it. With consistency, you will keep it. So if you're inconsistent, if your routine is sporadic, if your routine is every now and again, if you do things occasionally, do you think you'll start to achieve mediocre results? Give me some yeses in the chat box if you agree that when you do things occasionally, you will achieve mediocre results. Thank you, everyone. So in that case, if you do things consistently, do you therefore believe that that increases the chance that your results improve? What I'm saying here is very logical and it's not rocket science. But I'm almost certain that a lot of us still forget to do it frequently. That's correct, right? And then we wonder why things in our life aren't changing. We get frustrated because we're not achieving the results we want as quickly as we want. Guys, it's all about taking full responsibility, taking ownership over your actions. When you own what you do, when you've stopped giving away control and you stopped giving away responsibility and you stopped blaming, then you know that everything is down to you. And when you completely own what you're doing, life has a different outlook. And as I said, the incredible thing, that one statement that I heard today, change, expectation to appreciation. Guys, that blew my mind, because that in itself, it's not rocket science, but guess what? I'm sure the majority of us on the call haven't necessarily thought about life like that. But that one shift will, I certainly believe, change your life forever. When you no longer expect things from people, or when you no longer expect a situation to deliver what you want, but you appreciate what you get, that changes your outlook. What's the one thing in this world we can control, guys? What's the one thing in this world we can control? There you go, Yvonne. Our own behavior, what we do. That's the only thing in the world we can control. That is the only thing in the world we have 100% control over. There is nothing else in this world that you can control to the same degree that you can control your behavior. So if you control your behavior, if you can control your outlook, does it make sense to focus that consistently? Give me some thumbs up if you agree. Give me some yeses in the chat box if that makes complete sense. So what we have to do is simply manage what we can manage. That is your responsibility. You owe that to yourself. If you have an intention to change your life, you owe that to yourself. Stop blaming and start creating. Because we are creators of this beautiful existence we have. Life doesn't happen to us. We create what happens. And when we take full responsibility for that, then the magic starts to happen. It doesn't always happen on your time. It doesn't always happen as quickly as you want. Guys, understand this, but understand it will happen. Why am I so certain about that? Because I've seen so many things in my life come to fruition because I was single-minded. I only had that purpose. I was only driven by the outcome that I was looking for. As long as I could control it, that is what I knew had to happen. I want to help you understand what you have to do though. And this is the part that a lot of people struggle with. When you've created your vision, you have to release it. You have to release it and now just believe it's coming. When you hold on to it and you have, I'm going to use that word again, that expectation, you become desperate when it doesn't happen on your time. And let's once again think about how we manifest. If you're desperate, does that feel good? Of course it doesn't. But if you create your vision and then you release it and you have belief and faith that it's coming, do you think that that feels good? Give me some yes in the chat box. Give me some thumbs up if you agree. If this is resonating, if this is making sense, guys, I want to see some thumbs up. I want to see some yeses in the chat box. Because ultimately, that is how we create our existence. We have to, as I said, have complete ownership over everything we do. Everything that comes out of our mouth, we have to realize has power behind it. Everything that comes out of our mouth. And what's the most important conversation in the world? The conversation you have with yourself. Your self-talk. The language that goes around in your head on autopilot, that plays in the background all of the time. Because there are voices in your head. Now, unfortunately, some people have voices that control them, and that's where they have, in my opinion, mental health issues. But as long as you can control the voices in your head and you realize the voice that comes out your mouth is the master, as long as you have conversations with yourself that are positive, you won't go down a negative road. It's not possible. Do not mistake what I'm saying. Negativity is all around us. So there are times when the negative influences around us in this world will hit you. But at that point, what do you do if you feel that you're changing your state? If you feel that things are impacting you, what do? You take complete control. You ensure that you take a step back. You analyze what's making you feel a certain way and you change it. That's what we have to do. It's our responsibility. I have become, no, I'm going to rephrase that. I have a radar now that is so prevalent about how I feel. And it's there consistently scanning how I feel. And as long as I've got a smile on my face and I've got good thoughts in my head, I know I feel good. If I take on board a task, if I have a phone call and it doesn't particularly go the way I want the phone call to go, guys, do you know what I do? Do you know that I will not make another call until I've erased that from my head? I will not carry that negative energy into my next conversation, because that will impact me. Give me some thumbs up if this is resonating. If you feel bad and you continue to do whatever activity you're doing, do you think that that bad feeling will continue to go with you? Give me some thumbs up, give me some yeses if this makes complete sense. So in that case, do you then believe that it's your responsibility to manage your state, to take control of how you feel before you continue with your next activity? Do you think if you are not feeling as best as you want to feel, that that is going to impact the result you achieve? Of course it will. So at any given moment, assess how you're feeling. Ask yourself, what can I do to change the way I feel if you're not feeling great? And as I said, the first thing is to change your physiology, change the way you're moving. Because from motion comes emotion. So the way you move affects directly how you feel. And then what you're focusing on affects how you feel. So if at any given moment in time, you're not feeling the way you want, change those two things before you continue your next activity. Simply because it's your responsibility. It's completely down to you. There is nothing that you can change if you don't commit to making that change. Guys, what I'm saying today, is it resonating? Is it sinking in? The fact that we have to take ownership over what goes on around us. Because we can't take control of what goes on around us, but we can control how we feel. So if there are things that are consistently trying to get into your unconscious mind, the way you strengthen your resolve is by having a good foundation. And from a good foundation, I mean having a strong daily routine. Commit to doing your daily routine every single morning. But the reason why I say commit, don't be interested in doing this routine, because as I said before, if you're interested in doing something, if you're interested in making a change, when it gets too tough or if something else captured your interest, your focus will move. When you make a commitment to making a change, when you make a commitment to establishing a routine, you'll be committed and you will conduct and carry out that routine consistently every single day. And then becomes a point where that routine is now habitual. When it is a habit, guys, you don't even have to try so hard. It happens on autopilot. Guys, you know I don't even have to think about meditating in the morning. And if on the weekend, for example, I've stayed in bed slightly longer and I get up and I do something else, I can feel that I need to meditate. I don't feel right. And then once I've meditated and I've slowed my mind, that's when I feel good. That's when I'm ready to make that shift. That's when I'm ready to make that change. Control how you feel, guys. It's your responsibility. Take complete control over how you feel. And at that point, you change your life. But as I said, I hope you guys have all written down that key phrase. Turn expectation to appreciation. When Tony Robbins said that, and I heard that today, that's the first time I've ever heard that. But that resonated for me so, so well. Turn expectation to appreciation. And I truly believe that that will change your life. I have no doubt. And that is what I am going to focus on, making that change, making that shift in my life, turning my expectations to appreciation. Guys, nowadays I have a call directly after, so I have to prepare myself. My time with you goes so quickly, but I love giving you energy. Guys, I'm going to make a global request, and I'm making this global request because I've got people on the line. I have some regulars with me that I hear all the time. I'll be reaching out to you individually because I would love a testimonial about whether or not you find value from my calls. Can I ask that from each and every one of you? If I reach out, is everyone prepared to give me a testimonial? Give me some yeses in the chat box. Give me some thumbs up if you're happy to do that for me. That's the one thing I ask. Thank you, Manuel. That's the one thing I ask because, you know, I believe, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I give you value every day. And honestly, I do not have to do this, but I do this because I love to deliver. I love to give. So if you're happy for that one thing in return, I'll appreciate that. Guys, I want you to know that I will reach out to you individually, but for today, just understand this, guys. All can and will be achieved one step at a time. I'm committed to you. How committed are you to yourselves? And if you are really committed, guess what, guys? I'm going to be here on this same bad channel tomorrow. Guys, have an incredible day. Make it winning, and I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you guys so much, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.